The $12 million question. How did this even happen? It sounds like the plot of a blockbuster movie, but this is real life, and the details are even stranger than fiction. Forget Hollywood heists. There were no ski masks, no elaborate tunnels, and definitely no high-speed getaways. The city slept peacefully while the bank's fate was being rewritten from the inside. The real threat? A 20-year-old intern with a laptop, a bottomless supply of caffeine, and the Wi-Fi password scribbled on a sticky note. No criminal mastermind, just a kid with curiosity and access. This isn't about breaking down vault doors. It's about walking through a digital one left wide open. The locks were virtual, but the keys were left dangling for anyone to grab. $12 million vanished. Enough to buy your own island, build a mansion, and maybe even start your own country. All gone in a few clicks, without anyone noticing until it was too late. One of the country's most secure banks, emptied by someone whose main job was resetting passwords and fixing printers. The irony is almost too much to believe. How does a temporary employee bypass security systems built by experts, tested by auditors, and blessed by consultants? It's a question that keeps security teams up at night. It's like the Death Star being taken down by the janitor, except this time, the janitor had admin access and nobody was watching. This is a story of audacity, error, and a wake-up call for anyone who thinks their money is safe just because it's behind a digital wall. So buckle up. We're diving into a world of weak passwords, outdated software, and corporate complacency, a perfect storm for disaster. The biggest threat to a bank's security? Sometimes it's not the hackers in faraway countries, but the quiet kid in the corner who notices the digital backdoor is wide open and can't resist peeking inside. And if a bank is that careless with its digital keys, maybe, just maybe, they had it coming. But for everyone else, it's a lesson in just how fragile our trust and security can be. Meet Leo, the architect of this digital heist. Just 20, a computer science prodigy, more at home with code than conversation. To his supervisors at Secure Trust Bank, he was the perfect intern, smart, quiet, and never complained. Leo wasn't a criminal, just insatiably curious, always looking for the puzzle pieces in any system. His internship was supposed to be his big break, but the IT department's dull tasks left him bored and restless. Boredom is dangerous for a genius. While others saw a diligent intern, Leo saw a system full of cracks. He wasn't just fixing problems, he was mapping vulnerabilities. The fox hired to guard the henhouse, realizing the fence was made of paper. Secure Trust Bank prided itself on being a digital fortress, boasting about its cutting-edge technology and impenetrable defenses. From the outside, it looked like a model of modern security, sleek, high-tech, and intimidating to would-be intruders. But when Leo took a closer look, the reality was more like a bouncy castle, colorful, inviting, and surprisingly easy to breach. Passwords? They were almost laughable. Most employees used 6-character passwords with no complexity. Think password 123. Or, even worse, the bank's own name. Sticky notes with login details were stuck to monitors, as if daring someone to try. The software running behind the scenes was ancient, riddled with vulnerabilities that hadn't been patched in years. Updates were ignored, and legacy systems lingered long past their expiration date. For a hacker like Leo, it was less a challenge and more a treasure map, one that practically drew a dotted line straight to the gold. The network architecture was flat and wide open, with no real segmentation or barriers to slow an intruder down. Even an intern's computer could connect directly to sensitive systems. No firewalls, no restrictions, just a clear path from the lobby to the vault. It was like a prison where all the cell doors were left wide open, and the guards were too busy chatting to notice anyone slipping through. Leo didn't just see flaws, he saw an open invitation, a system practically rolling out the red carpet for anyone bold enough to walk in. Warning notifications blinked on screens, but no one paid attention. The system was practically begging to be broken, its secrets left unguarded. Security was all for show. Beneath the surface, it was pure chaos. Wires tangled, protocols ignored, and responsibility shrugged off. Leo realized he could move freely through the bank's digital corridors, if he dared. And with every step, he found the path easier than he ever imagined. Discovering the flaws was one thing, exploiting them was another. Leo started as a mental exercise. Could he really do it? He mapped the network, identified weak points, and watched how money moved. He built custom scripts to crack passwords and create secret backdoors. His plan, thousands of tiny transfers on salami slicing, each too small to trigger alarms. The money would flow into a web of anonymous cryptocurrency accounts. He prepared an exit strategy, knowing the real challenge was getting away clean. The plan was patient, brilliant, and terrifyingly plausible. Leo was ready. The night of the heist, Leo sat on his couch, laptop in hand. He cracked a manager's weak password in minutes. He was in. Using outdated software, he escalated his privileges to administrator. Now he had the master key to the digital castle. He covered his tracks, deleting logs as he moved. The hack was easy. Staying invisible took skill. Then, the main event, his script executed thousands of tiny transfers from dormant corporate accounts. Each slice was converted to cryptocurrency and funneled through a maze of wallets. The process took 3 hours. By sunrise, Leo was $12 million richer. The bank had no idea. He had pulled off the perfect digital heist, or so he thought. With $12 million in crypto, Leo's hardest job was acting normal. He fetched coffee, reset passwords, and played the bored intern. The money was laundered through privacy coins and mixers, making it untraceable. He planned to cash out slowly, never drawing attention. For the final cleanup, Leo removed his backdoor and tools from the bank's servers. He even submitted an IT ticket suggesting a security update. Ironic, right? For 2 weeks, life was perfect. No alarms, no suspicion. He dreamed of freedom and beaches, but even perfect plans can unravel, thanks to dumb luck. For 2 weeks, the missing $12 million went unnoticed. A rounding error in a sea of transactions. Leo's salami slicing worked. No alerts, no complaints. Until Agnes, an 80-year-old retired accountant, noticed a 412.37 discrepancy in her account. She called, wrote letters, and refused to be ignored. To stop her calls, a junior analyst investigated. Instead of a simple error, he found thousands of similar transactions, all on the same night. The analyst's screen filled with tiny, suspicious debits. The numbers added up, fast. The rounding error was actually grand larceny. Agnes's persistence had pulled the first thread. The perfect crime was about to unravel, all because of one small anomaly. The analyst hit the panic button, an action that sent a silent alarm through the entire building. Within seconds, the atmosphere shifted from routine to high alert as employees realized something was terribly wrong. Secure Trust went into lockdown. Security shutters slammed down, doors locked automatically, and the bank's digital defenses snapped into place, sealing off access to critical systems. The FBI and cybersecurity experts were called in almost immediately, flooding the building with investigators and technical specialists. But Leo's meticulous cleanup left few clues behind, frustrating even the most seasoned agents. Then, investigators stumbled upon a small but crucial lead. Leo's IT ticket, buried in the help desk system. It was an intern's recommendation for a security update on the very server that had been compromised. An innocuous detail that suddenly seemed suspicious. It was a thin thread, but enough to pull at. Investigators knew that even the smallest oversight could unravel a case. They dug into Leo's activity, cross-referencing his logins and digital footprints with the timeline of the heist. As they pieced together the puzzle, the evidence began to pile up, painting a clear picture of his involvement. A search of his apartment turned up an old hard drive containing early versions of the scripts he'd used, proof that he'd planned the heist for weeks, if not months. Leo was arrested 3 days before his internship ended, caught off guard as police arrived at his door. His brief taste of freedom vanished in an instant. The story exploded in the media. Headlines blared about the intern-turned-hacker who nearly got away with millions. The bank's reputation and stock price tanked overnight, sending shockwaves through the financial world and leaving customers anxious about their security. Leo was sentenced to years in prison, his dreams of a new life replaced by the reality of a jail cell and a criminal record. The money was traced and recovered, painstakingly tracked through digital ledgers and hidden accounts. His 2 weeks as a secret millionaire were over, leaving only regret and the memory of how quickly everything unraveled. What's the lesson here? Never underestimate the quiet intern. For banks, strong passwords and multi-factor authentication are the bare minimum. Outdated software is an open invitation to disaster. Patch it always. Follow the principle of least privilege. Only give employees access to what they need. Segment your networks. Don't let one weak point open the whole system. For everyone else, use strong, unique passwords and enable multi-factor authentication. Be skeptical of strange emails. And if you spot a small, unexplained transaction, question it. Sometimes, a few missing dollars are the first clue to a $12 million crime. Stay vigilant.